Happy Wednesday, everyone. Today I'm gonna take you guys through a full workout doing glutes. I'm driving right now to NewTech Gym. I already had my pre-workout, which was a banana and 12 grams of peanut butter. I got my water. I still need to make my pre-workout drink. I'm so excited to take you guys along a glute workout. I'm gonna try just being very interactive with the video and just reasons why I'm doing certain things, and it's gonna be glute focused. Yes, some exercises I'm gonna maybe have a little bit more hamstrings or more quad in the movement, you know, because it's really hard to just isolate glutes sometimes. But the primary focus of my workout is gonna be glutes. Glutes. People ask me why I don't train quads or hamstrings. My belief is bodybuilding, you're creating an illusion. You're building your body how you want it to be seen on stage. And if I were to get bigger quads or hamstrings, my glutes would look smaller. And I want roundness to the glutes. I want them to project a little bit more bigger. So I focus primarily on glutes. Yes. I'm about 5 minutes out from the gym, so I'm gonna do my pre-workout now, which is just OxyShred. So 1 scoop of this, and then I'm gonna put in this pack of my collagen. It's one of those drinks that's like really good where you just want to keep drinking it. I swear. That's my favorite flavor. Alright. I just realized I forgot my post-workout meal. It's okay, I have protein shake just in case. Not a protein shake, protein powder. But I preference having chicken and rice after. It's a me problem. And here we are, going into NewTech Gym. How exciting. Wow, they got some nice couches. I'm gonna see if anyone's here. Nope. Hi. All right, and a good thing right now is like I'm not gonna put on the music because I don't want anything to be copyrighted. So music's gonna stay nice and off, and then I'm gonna be talking through my workout and trying not to cut as much. Unless I fall, that'll be embarrassing. I am gonna be wearing my headphones just to be in my own zone, my own vibe. And for me, this is a great startup for a warm-up. So I'm gonna do a first set really light, just warming up my glutes before we get started. And then I'll go a little bit heavier, and then I'll end with 2 working sets with this one. So it's 4 total, but the first 2 are just warm-ups. I'm really trying to just get that connection early on. As you can tell, I'm leaned forward a little bit to kind of stretch out my glute. And I'm thinking push out with my knees. All right, so gonna be going a little bit heavier this time. Still not a working set. Before I get into my working set, I'm going to give myself about a 2-3 minute break, drink some pre, and then get into it. Because I'm just those 2 first sets, I'm just trying to feel the muscle, not go too intense, too extreme. But now I'm really gonna push, so I want to give myself a nice break so I can use that force for my glutes. Woo. There's no music, so if you hear me, I'm sorry, it's super awkward. But I'm listening to music, so I don't hear me. With the working set, I try to do between 6 and 10. If I can do more than 10, then it's probably too light for me. So I went to 110 kilograms, and I think I did 4. And it was really tough for me. And I couldn't really go out as much as I wanted to, so I went lighter. So I was really able to open my knees out wider, use more glute, so I went lighter, and then I was able to do 8. So usually my last set would be a drop set, but because I definitely wanted to do more than just 4, I went lighter. And then I'm just gonna keep it there and do another full working set, and this time I'm gonna try going up to 10. Woo! This might be like a really hard video. I've never thought how challenging it would be to film a workout while also sharing a vlog. So it's definitely a lot more challenging. All right, so working sets are done. This is where I warmed up. This is where I finished my first movements. I want to still keep everything in the glute right now, so I'm not going to be doing any squatting motion or hamstring quad or anything else. I want to keep all that blood flow right in my glutes, so the next exercise I'm going to do is still going to be very glute focused. What I want to do to keep my glutes activated is now I'm going to do froggies. Other substitutes you can do other than froggies are going to be the hyperextension, reverse hyperextensions, I think. But froggies are one of my favorite things. I swear some Smith machines have more weight than others. It has to do something with the way it's connected. I just set one Smith machine up, but it's like so heavy. I'm gonna do it without any weight first to feel for it, because with these you have to be very careful on how you set up because it's really easy to injure yourself. All right, and I wanna make sure everything's nice and flat. All right. So as I'm going into these, making sure my hips are nice and stable on the pad. See this, my knees are way too bent, so I either need to move the chair forward or move my body forward. So I'm gonna move the chair a lot forward. Dang, that's a heavy chair. Okay. I want my legs to be right there. I don't want them to be too much, or else it's gonna put too much pressure. And I'm actually still gonna sit forward. I just can't move this seat any more forward. And as I lift, I'm lifting. This is gonna go out, and I'm gonna push it out. All right. So this Smith machine doesn't wanna work with me. And sometimes that happens. So I'm actually gonna go the other way, and hopefully that works. Okay, so sometimes I just need to switch the angle based on the way the Smith machine locks. Here, still making sure my feet are right under as I go up. I kind of push my feet towards the direction of the wall behind me to keep it from locking, and then go up, right there. So a good tip with these, don't lift your hip up the pad, push into it as you're going up. And think squeezing the glute, like I'm squeezing a pencil in between my butt cheeks. Someone asked me once, how do I do these on the Smith machine because it keeps locking on them. Like you just saw, I had to switch the direction of it because as I'm going up, I'm pushing my heels in towards the wall there, the wall behind me, to keep it from racking. So I have that, just a slight pushing that way. I need to catch my breath. That was a lot of weight for me, and there's no weight on there at all. So I'm just gonna add, I think, a 5 kilogram, which is 10 pounds on each side, just to add a little bit more weight. I don't wanna go too heavy, especially if I have no one next to me, because this is, like I said, more of a dangerous workout, and I don't wanna get injured. So I have to be really smart on the workouts that I do because I want longevity in the sport, and I just don't want to push weight. Also too, the more weight I might push on this, the more it's going to be hamstrings, more it actually could be low back. So I want to make sure all of the tension is just on my glutes. I am going to take like a 3-minute rest period to catch my breath, slow down my heartbeat a little bit because it is bumping. But I love these because all I'm thinking about is squeezing my glute to bring the bar up. I'm not thinking of pushing the bar up, I'm thinking of squeezing my glute. And it's all with that top glute, the meat of the glute. So when doing these, usually I would switch the whole bench around because I would want my legs to go that way because it's more narrow, and it won't hurt my thighs as much. But when I'm doing them here, my thighs are kind of rubbing against the bench and it's kind of uncomfortable. So if you want to do these at your gym, I would make sure that the narrow side is where your legs are going to go through so it won't burn, or just wear some pants. All right, so that was 3, and I'm telling you, without the bar, without the weight, the bar here is heavy. And that's one thing I've noticed with like these different machines out here at NewTech. A lot of the Smith machines just hold different weight. Some are like really light and you need to add a lot of weight to feel something. Some are really heavy, like this one, where you don't need to add a lot of weight and you're feeling it. All right, so you just saw me do 2 different exercises. I'm taking a nice little 3 to 5 minute break before I get started. I really want to just be more collective getting into this next one because I still want to just push a little bit more weight. So if I were to start right now without resting, I wouldn't be able to push as much. So giving myself a little bit of time before I get started. Starting with one weight on each side. This was kind of already set up, so I'm just gonna stay here. The focus here is to squeeze at the top. The nice thing about this machine is that where your feet go, it moves, so it kind of does the opening for you. So I'm not gonna move my feet, but what I am gonna do with this hip thrust is I'm gonna point my toes inward a little bit, because if they're out, it's gonna be a lot of my inner thighs. So I'm gonna make sure to have my toes pointed more in. And something that you might see is my face squeezes for me sometimes, like I swear. You'll know I'm like contracting or squeezing a muscle when my face like does the watermelon sour face. That's why I don't really post my face much on Insta, because I feel like my face is just shares my pain. The hand movements, I want to make sure it's pushing me, so I'm going to actually bring this down so it can really push up against it. All right, and then I'm losing my clip because I'm going to have a massive headache. All right, I feel like this needs to go lower too. Okay. There we go, now I'm nice and comfortable. I might add just one more weight. While I'm in between sets, sometimes I'm actually gonna do vacuums if I'm not wearing a waist trainer. The reason why is if you're huffing and puffing after a set like I am right now, I don't wanna lose that control of my stomach, of my core. So right now, I'm doing vacuums in between my sets while I'm trying to catch my breath to really get core control, muscle control on my stomach. So I'm gonna do one more intense set here. I try to control it the whole time what I want to be able to do is if someone told me stop, I would be able to stop at any second. So that's how much control I want to have with every single set that I do on any single equipment, machine. I want to have the control over the machine, or the weight, it shouldn't have the control over me. Yeah, I think that was like only 6 and I was having issues at the last one. Something I haven't done yet is a one-legged. I like to, at least during every single one of my workouts, do something one leg to make sure they're both even. Sometimes we may not even know it, but one might be more dominant than the other. So what I'm gonna do, this is called an M-torture hack press. So it's a one-leg press. So I did 3 of those. However, my DJI is now about to die, so I don't have a lot of time left. What I'm gonna do now is just very lightweight, very isolated over there on the bench, but then I am done with this glute workout. I've been here about an hour and a half, so with the rest in between my workouts, the more weight that I push, the longer the rest. It's been pretty solid, so I'm just gonna do one more thing. I'm gonna do this just one more time to finish out this workout. Guys, I just took you through one of my glute workouts. I tried to eliminate as much as hamstrings, as much as quads as possible, and just stay really glute focused with every single one of my workouts. I'm doing a lot of mind muscle connection, so a lot of just intentional training. I'm not letting the weight just control my movement. I'm controlling the weight the whole entire time. An amazing session. My glutes are already so sore, and how I know like I had a good glute workout is I have to mentally tell myself to relax my glutes. I have to tell myself, okay, relax, because they're so like tight right now. All right. Okay, so anyways, I like to start with, as you saw me with the abductions, I was just going light and then got heavier over time. I probably spend the most time there because those are my favorite, where I can really feel just a glutes and isolate my glutes. Then I moved on to do the froggies. You can do kickbacks, reverse hypers. There's so many other things you can do. That's just one of my personal favorites. And then I did the sumo squats. That one, if you're not careful, you will get a lot of quads and hamstrings. So that's why I don't go too low. I just go like I'm sitting on a chair and then squeeze my glute up. And then I did hip thrust, where I went more toes in, and I'm really squeezing at the top. And then the last one, like the last hard working set you saw me do, was the single leg, the hack squat, the torture hack squat. So good. I finished it off with just like a cool down kind of exercise where I just did one glute at a time, really put the last blood flow there. I finished all of my pre-workout about 2 exercises ago, so I'm just drinking water now. I have a glossy sweat on from sweating. I always have protein post-workout, just in case, like days like this where I'm forgetful. I will pack a protein powder. You never know, like just when you might need an extra meal, so I always have that. I mean, I can't believe I forgot my meal, but I brought a fork, so got a fork. So yeah, this was basically, I'll do this now as I'm talking. This was basically like a typical glute day. You'll see me do a lot of the froggies, there might be a few days where I'll try something new or try something different. I'm just challenging myself, but yeah, I still want to stay with the same movements. I'm trying to stretch my glute as much as I can with these workouts, but yeah. So thank you guys for joining me today for some glutes. That's the mission right now. That's the goal, to have nice, round, full glutes and do it naturally. Thank you guys so much for following. Let me know if you enjoyed any of the tips, if anything was helpful or something you may want to know more of. I am here for you guys. Well, have an amazing rest of your week, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.